Hello friends, and how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be making this juicy tomato rice, okay? Not the regular smoky. Yeah, let me get that out of the way. Sit tight while I introduce you to the list of our ingredients. Welcome back. The first thing we need is our parboiled rice. Note that this is almost done rice. And then we have our fresh vegetables, tomatoes, bell peppers, onions, and spring onions. For the 3 cups of rice, I have about 8 fresh tomatoes, half of a big red bell pepper, green pepper for garnishing, spring onions for garnishing, and 1 onions, okay? I've cut up my tomatoes and peppers for blending, and over here I have my diced onions and the spices I'll be using up on the screen right now. The habanero pepper I used in boiling out this chicken stock came out really well, so you won't see me add any in this rice. I'll be steaming some spinach for the rice, and in here in the oven my chicken is already grilling. Let's get on with making the rice, guys. In this pot I've added a little bit of oil, olive oil, guys. I threw in my bay leaf and threw in the onions, so I'm going to be sauteing it before I add the blended tomatoes and peppers. You can see it has a crumbs kind of, it's not totally smooth. So I'm going to stir that in, combine everything together. We're not going to be frying this, guys. I'll just stir it very well and then cover the pot and let it boil for like 6 to 10 minutes until the oil settles on top, okay? So this is what we're looking for. The water has dried out and the oil settled on top. So I'll be adding the chicken stock at this point. I'll stir that in, okay? And then we'll be going to add our spices now. The spices I showed you earlier, okay? Which is kind of turmeric, paprika powder. And then here I'm adding the Knorr cube, okay? I used the two cubes in one. So I'll stir that very well before we add our rice. Meanwhile, I added a little bit of salt as well. But you taste as you cook, okay? So now I'll be adding the parboiled rice. Remember, the rice is almost cooked, okay? So I'll stir that, combine the whole thing together so that all the ingredients will be combined together, and now. So I added water to cover the rice, just enough. This water now is enough to cook this rice, okay? I covered it and you can see it's boiling. So I'm going to be covering it with this parchment paper, parchment paper, and cover the pot to cook, okay? Meanwhile, over here I'm going to be steaming my spinach. I like to use palm oil for this process, but there is no problem if you decide to use vegetable oil, okay? Yes. So in there I have just about 1 spoon of palm oil. I'll go ahead now and just throw in some spring onion. I'll stir that in a little bit and then add a little bit of salt. And then some crayfish. Guys, crayfish is everything to this steaming process. I just like the taste it adds to the spinach. So I'll go ahead at this point and just add my roughly cut up spinach. I'll just put it in this pot and kind of try to mix it together. You know, spinach doesn't take time to cook. Within a minute or so it wilts. So what I'll do is combine everything, combine it. At this point I've taken the heat down. Okay, yeah, so I'll combine everything together without heat because the pot is already hot. Yeah, so I'll combine it until the vegetable feels translucent, and then I'll cover my pot and set it aside. Okay, yeah, it doesn't take time. That done, let's check on our rice. Okay, yeah, at this point the water had dried down, yeah, but not totally dried. I'll go ahead now and give it a mix so it doesn't burn. Okay, yeah, you can see that when I turned the rice, the water in it is not so much again. Yeah, and I wanted this rice really juicy, so I had to take care of my fluid before it dries out. I tasted for salt and gave it a good mix. The rice at this point too was done. Okay, yeah, remember we cooked it to be almost, we parboiled it to be almost done. Yeah, and feel free to allow this to cook for longer if you want the fluid to be all dried out. Okay, yeah, I wanted it really juicy. So at this point I'll just add my greens for garnishing, like the green pepper sliced up as well as the spring onions, guys. Oh, this gave this rice a different kind of taste, like kind of freshens it up even more. So I'll cover it one more time and give it about 5-6 minutes before I'll just go ahead and combine everything together again before serving. Okay, and like I said, you can let the rice dry out even more if you want it dry. Okay, yeah, but I love it juicy, and whenever I make this I leave some of the juice behind. That's the way I enjoy it, guys. So the rice is ready, guys, and I went ahead to dish. By this time too, my chicken was well grilled, and yeah, I'm just basically serving. Look at that rice. Oh, it was absolutely delicious, like the fresh tomatoes and the steamed spinach and the chicken. Oh, that was a wonderful combination, I must say. So the next stage you can see is just to download this yummy dish. Okay, guys, I would love you to give this a try and let me know what you think. And just like that, we went from basic fresh ingredients to this yumminess, guys. Do take care though that your rice don't come out mushy. Yeah, it gets its juice from the tomato sauce and not by your rice getting mushy. Give this a try and let me know what you think. Okay, yeah, don't forget to like the video and share with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't, and more will be coming your way. Thank you so much and have a beautiful day. As always,